Bending a square tube without cutting it? Have you ever seen this kind of seamless square tube bending and welding technique? Let's check out how it's done abroad by a skilled craftsman using a brilliant bending and welding method. First, he places a grinding wheel on paper and traces its outline carefully. Then he cuts out a perfect circle, folds it in half twice, and cuts out a quarter circle. That quarter gets folded 3 more times, then placed on the square tube as a bending guide. He trims the excess part, unfolds the paper shape, and uses scissors to cut along the marks, but not all the way through. Next, he tapes the pattern back onto the tube. He spreads the pieces apart and lays them flat, then presses the rest of the paper evenly. Using the paper as a stencil, he draws cut lines. He also marks reference lines on the side. Once everything is precisely marked, he grabs an angle grinder and follows the lines. Important note here, leave one side uncut for bending. He removes the excess pieces and bends the tube inward. A quick check with a square. It's exactly 90 degrees, then it's time to weld. And the bend is complete. Now let's look at a second bending technique. This time, the craftsman uses a square ruler to directly mark the lines on the square tube. Then he continues marking the sides, using those reference points. After that, he shades in the parts that need to be removed. The angle grinder makes quick work of those areas. Again, a key reminder, one side should remain intact. Once the cuts are done, he bends it inward. The edges fit together flawlessly. Let's continue with the third bending method. He starts by drawing a center line with a triangle ruler, then draws 45 diagonal lines. He marks the midpoint on those lines. Then the cutting points. With precision, he connects the dots to form exact guideline shapes. Then erases the extras and draws a clean new line. This is where the cut will go. He marks the sides too. Next, he measures exact lengths with a ruler, places the triangle and marks each point. Then draws triangles at the spots and marks the side walls accordingly. Once done, he grabs the grinder again and cuts exactly along the marked zones. Now it's time to firmly bend the tube inward. He double checks with a square. A perfect 90-degree angle. Time for final welding at the seam. And that's how a pro does it. Advanced square tube bending and welding. This technique is incredibly useful in real life. What do you think of this craftsmanship? Leave a comment below. See you in the next video.